When it comes to quarterly estimated tax payments, if you do a good job as a real estate agent, you may get a small refund back. If you do a great job, you'll neither get a refund back nor will you owe the IRS any money next April 15th. Hi, I'm Jim Flaus, enrolled agent, tax coach. I specialize in helping real estate agents to avoid overpaying the IRS. And one of the most frequent questions I get asked by agents is, what are quarterly estimated payments? What are quarterlies? How do I pay them? Should I pay them? How do I calculate them? When do I pay them, and where in the heck do I send the money? Those are all great questions, and the reason that I'm going into this is I don't want you to have to pay a penalty by not paying the IRS when the taxes are due. I know that you're in a business that goes ups and down. I know that you're in a business where cash flow can be flush or can be tight, but at the end of the day, you need to set aside money for the IRS. I know this is probably what your mom told you. As an accountant, I'm going to tell it to you, but more importantly, I'm going to share with you a way you can do it so that you don't owe penalties next year. So here's the deal. When you get paid a commission check from your broker, no one is withholding taxes. No one's withholding federal or state, Medicare, or Social Security taxes. So as a result, it's up to you as the agent to make payments to the IRS during the year. What they are expecting you to do, and your state, if you're living in a state that does have income tax, is to pay those taxes quarterly. And so, of course, they call them quarterly estimated tax payments. Why estimated? Well, because no one knows how much you're going to make, and you are the one who's supposed to estimate how much tax you're going to pay during the year. Then you're supposed to take that tax money, divide it by 4, and send it in 4 times a year. Now, sometimes agents get confused with the word quarterlies, and here's why. We're talking about quarterly estimated income tax payments. But many of you, if you have set up your business in a way we often recommend to agents, and you operate as an S-Corp, and you have that S-Corp pay you a salary during the year, then you realize you're already making some quarterly tax payments, but they're payroll payments. They're associated with the FICA and the Medicare and the Social Security, the federal withholding and the state withholding that is paid throughout the year. And a lot of times there's quarterly 941 forms that are paid. And so sometimes an agent will say, hey, I'm filing quarterlies. But those are just for the salary portion of your income. If you have a S-Corp, you not only get paid a salary, but after the corporation pays you that salary, you still have a lot of net income left at the end of the year. You're going to have to pay income tax on what's left after the salary is paid. So don't think that just because your corporation is paying quarterly payroll tax payments, you're exempt or that you're already fulfilling what is required for quarterly payments. So that said, how do you make the payments? Well, you have to estimate what your taxes are and then make the payments based on dividing those totals by 4. Now, many accountants, if they are preparing your tax return during the year, the software that they prepared your return with will automatically calculate what quarterly payments you should be making during the year. Ask your accountant, are there some quarterlies that have already been produced, forms that have already been produced by my tax software, and can you send those to me so I can make those payments? On the other hand, if you didn't have an accountant help you or you prepared your own taxes, you need to sit down with someone so you can figure out what are the quarterly payments you should be making. Once that's done, know that there are some crazy kind of catawampus deadline dates. It's not like just at the end of the quarter. Here's the quarterly deadline dates. April 15th, June 15th, which is 2 months later, then September 15th, 3 months later, and then January 15th, which is 4 months later. So it's not exactly, built in as an every 3-month deal, but the good news is that for most real estate agents where most of your income is really coming in from closings during the second and third quarter, those quarterly payments really aren't due until June and September. And then what I always recommend is you sit down with your tax professional on September 1st to make sure that you're tracking towards making the right quarterly payments, and more importantly, rather than just making payments, that you're making some proactive plans to reduce your taxes. If you sit down with a tax planner September 1st, you not only can make a proper September 15th quarterly payment, more importantly, you can take some actions during the last 2 or 3 months of the year so that you can reduce your taxes. It's what you do before year end that will reduce your taxes. What you do after year end, of course, well, then it becomes history. Once the ball drops on Times Square on New Year's Eve, every accountant from that point on is just being reactive, right? They're putting last year's numbers on last year's forms. What you want to do is sit down with someone now, and certainly no later than September, and start making some proactive plans to reduce your taxes. The final question, of course, is where do you send these payments? Well, if your accountant produced 4 quarterly payment estimated forms, the address of the particular IRS office where you mail them will be on the form. Or you can go online and just Google estimated payments for your current tax year, and a PDF form will come up. It's usually the IRS instruction manual for estimated payments, and on page about 7 or 8 there'll actually be some blank payment coupons. And in the instruction booklet they'll tell you where to mail them. Finally, you can just make these payments online. Go to irs.gov. In the search box at the top right, just type in quarterly estimated payments. You'll find a link that'll take you to probably to the direct pay portion of the IRS site. And then once you log in and create an account, you can just make those payments online. There's no charge for it, and you can do it, new school, do it online rather than old school, mailing in an old check and so forth. So that's what quarterly estimated tax payments are. If you're a real estate agent, don't make the 10 mistakes that agents make that cost them thousands. Download our free guide, How to Reduce Uncle Sam's Tax Bite. We show you 10 secrets, basically, the rockstar realtors use to reduce their taxes. If you want a copy of that, it's a free PDF. Hey, it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. I'm Jim Flouse, Rhymes with House. If we can help you, please contact us. Thanks. We'll see you next time.